Hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Comment, whoever is the first one to hear this, let me know if you can hear me. I just changed something with my microphone, so hopefully it's working. Can you hear me? Yay. Okay, for some reason, like, I don't even know. I don't even know why it wasn't working. Yay! Okay. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to share this link. But pretty much, I've just been patterns and realizing how obsessed I am with FE, how much it completely controls and ruins my life all the time. And for some reason, my logical solution was to use FE and talk to you guys, which might be shooting myself in the foot, but we'll see. Maybe I just need to exert myself even more so that I could burn out even more. I just can't think. Sometimes I get in moments where I literally don't know what to do because I don't have the energy to do anything that would improve my situation. And the only thing that I feel like I'm able to do without any energy is talk. And so hopefully this will lead me somewhere. I just feel like that I was thinking, whatever. Hold on, let me send this link. Pretty much, hi, cat. Okay, so I've been in this mood where I'm really exhausted. Like my SI is just completely gone. Like I haven't been getting enough sleep. I haven't been meditating enough. I haven't eaten anything today, and where I am, it's 4:00 p.m. My SI is just completely fucked. But I'm sort of at this place where it's like I'm so exhausted that I can't do really anything to get myself out of the situation. And so the only idea that I had was, you know what, like I don't feel like ENFJs show their struggle very well, especially ENFJ type 2s, where like I just want everyone to love me so badly that I'm only putting my best foot forward all the time. And I guess I was just thinking that the only thing that I feel I could do is at least showcase that I do feel this way and that I am in this spot so that at least maybe some later I'll look at it and realize I'm not in this spot, or like, I don't know, like that's the only thing I know how to do with bad emotions or negative things is to show them and hope that it transforms with connection. But yeah, I know some of you guys that are in this chat know a little bit about astrology. Sybil, Nix, more than I do. I'm so sorry about my fucking internet, cat. But anyway, I've been feeling this way ever since Neptune went direct, for any of you guys that know about that. Because Neptune is retrograde in my chart, and so I think I feel more comfortable with Neptune retrograde energy for whatever reason. But anyway, I've just been sitting here. So I'm going to not look at the comments just for a sec so I can try and stay on topic, and then I'll be back in a second. I've realized that SI doesn't raise their voice or yell or get into arguments as much as I do. And I'm sort of realizing that that might be like one of the reasons why ESFJs don't cause conflict as much is because whenever you are exerting a lot of energy, you actually feel it in your body, believe it or not. You can actually feel your heart racing. You can actually feel your stress take a toll on you. And my sister, who's an ESFJ, I was actually talking to her about this, and she was saying that that's one of the main reasons why she tries to shut down conflict and like go to her room and shut the door and things like that. And I am literally feeling with each breath how exhausted I am even talking, but for some reason I'm still doing it. I was um I was exhausted this morning, but I have a plan with Crystal where we record our synchronic Saturdays every Friday morning because that is whenever I work from home on those days. And it's the easiest way for us to make sure that we have it up for Saturday. And neither of us wanted to let each other down. But as you'll see in the video tomorrow, if you're watching, we both were completely not in good moods. But hopefully it'll still be an interesting video. But we were both completely exhausted and just, I don't know what is going on with the energy, but it does help me. I do feel like we're all experiencing a similar thing, and because we're all connected. And so, but anyway, I forced myself to do that video anyway, even though I didn't really want to. And I felt better after that. But then I pretty much in a week, I have a paper due for my master's program that I'm working on that I have not even started. And it's a 12-page research paper. I at least know the topic. Like about a couple months ago, I had to write like a proposal, like a 2-page proposal about what the thing is going to be about. And I got an A in that. And so I think maybe that gave me too much confidence, or I at least felt like, oh, well, I'm on the right track, so I don't need to do anything about it for like the past couple of months. And this week, me and my girlfriend both, like, there was a blizzard in Missouri and it was freaking icy. And then both of our cars just like stopped working on like the same day. And we both had to spend, money we don't have. And we're freaking out. And it was like totally bad sensing. Like if something happens that I like can't control, I like freak out and wonder like, what could I have done to control that? Or what can I do to make sure that that doesn't happen again? And I like put so much blame on myself, and I expect myself to keep going normally as though it was a normal day and as though nothing wrong happened with my car. And I do that all the time. Like whenever there are like little setbacks, I don't know when to relax or how to relax. And even today, like after I did that video with Crystal, I started to really feel in my body that I needed to relax. And I wanted today and this weekend to be very productive working on that essay. And I also, so for those of you who don't know, I have a part-time job right now that I'm working 29 hours a week. I don't work Fridays, but the rest of that time, it's like I need to be hustling. I need to be, because I do freelance digital media, and I need to be making sure I get projects. I need to be like on my A game. Like my part-time job doesn't pay the bills on its own. So when I'm not there, I need to be on because I need to stay alive. And that is literally so much pressure on me, because every time I do anything fun that is not directly keeping me alive, I feel so guilty. Like I don't deserve that. And I've been trying to get myself to relax and take a nap so that I can at least spend time with my girlfriend this evening, or at least do something fun this evening before I go back to working again. But literally for 3 hours, I've been trying to nap. And I've just been finding myself like being on Twitter or like saying something to a friend or like, and then I like am so freaking obsessed with my phone that I'll be like checking back to see if someone responded or if someone gave me validation or something, or like, oh, did somebody understand what I just said? Oh, was that just relatable? Or like, oh, were they mad? Did they misunderstand me? Do I need to say something again? Or like, oh no, are they gonna completely disagree and like destroy my character and like completely misunderstand me again? Like, okay, I'm gonna look at your guys' comments now. Oh my God, Neptune is probably conjunct my Saturn right now because I'm also Saturn in Pisces. It's in my ninth house. Um, oh, hi, Carly. Yeah, I do blame Neptune. Yeah, I don't know what year you were born, Sybil, but I'm 1994, so that's where I can look it up. I probably will. This is probably such a stupid video. Like, I honestly just don't know how to get myself out of myself without using FE right now. And I know I like just feel really pathetic, but I'm trying to like, even though I'm judging myself, like, and you might not know that like my TI is completely destroying like my entire being right now, but I'm also like trying to be strong and use FI or something. Um, yeah, my Saturn is 11, oh wait, is in 11 degrees Pisces. And right now, um, wow, yeah, and right now Neptune is 13 degrees Pisces and Mars is 9 degrees Pisces. Thank you, Carly, my astrologer. Thank God. Like I literally don't know anything. Well, I know some things, but I don't know that much about like the transits and I don't keep up with it. I know when things change, like going direct or indirect or things like that, but I know most of my astrology knowledge is about personality. Yeah, female ENTP, if you'd like to just pick a card for me, I would love that. Yeah, and Michelle, I'd love to do more astrology videos. For me, I like studied cognitive functions and things like that for like 4 years before I even got the courage to share any opinion. And so like I feel like I've only known well, I first did my natal chart in like 2013 and like I knew my placements since then, but like I haven't really gotten into it like honestly the past year. I is really not until I got into it. Yeah, and the reason I'm talking about astrology too right now is like everything is weird. Like this Mercury retrograde is really affecting me. I don't really know why. I mean, just even like my sound not working, my internet not working. Um, yeah, Walter, why are you judging yourself? I judge myself all the time. And that's kind of the ENFJ unhealthy example that I'm trying to show is that I literally have such a hard time. Like, it's so hard for me every time I even share a video on the internet because there's always people that are going to misunderstand me or like be mean to me or like see that I have like wrong intentions when it's like nothing that any of you guys could ever say is ever like worse than what I tell myself. And I feel like that's why a lot of ENFJs don't show their bad sides to you because we know what those are. And it's very, very vulnerable to show and like significantly like talk and like broadcast our weaknesses. Like I'm trying to do it now and I don't even know where to start because I don't even know what to say. And the energy that it would take to say something, I automatically don't think that any of you guys care. Oh, yeah. And I love my fifth house. Sorry, like Sybil was saying, that my Mercury retrograde is in my 5th house. Emily says, if Venus retrograde has taught me anything, it's don't waste your time explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. This is so real, and I honestly don't know how to discern who is committed to misunderstanding me and who's not, because I just give everyone the benefit of the doubt. And also, yeah, Sybil, I have my North Node in the 5th house as well as my Pluto. So I fucking love the 5th house, and I'm a Leo. But yeah, P's are not about what ifs, and yeah, not going to go into that right now. It like makes my blood boil when I'm misunderstood, even whenever it's like a simple thing. But yeah, I guess. Ooh, what's a vertex? That's interesting. Pretty much, I just am baffled at how hard it is to just take a nap. Or even just like set my phone down and not respond to messages. Or even like I've been trying to tell myself that like, and I tweeted about this recently, but like, I feel like a lot of SI users, when they are stressed, they will at least do something to make their body feel better. In the sense where I think SI will maybe like eat something or like take a nap or like stress clean or something. Some like anything. And I feel like when NJs get stressed, it's like, you don't deserve comfort. You have not been doing your job as a human, and I'm going to push you even harder, and you have to somehow use your SE force to break through whatever it is you're doing, or else you don't deserve comfort. And I'm the sort of person to always choose discomfort now in favor of comfort later. I always prefer future Megan over present Megan. But present Megan is fucking exhausted. I can't do anything. I'm never enough for anyone around me. And I'm never, ever enough for my goals. Like, never. Not even close. So, yeah, Kat says the comfort never comes, and that's the disgusting joke of being an ENFJ. That is so freaking real. Oh, Carly. Carly says that I'm enough. So since she's a thinker, that was a completely rational opinion. So you guys are going to all have to just fucking listen to that, okay? I'm reading your guys' stuff now. Yeah, naps do make me anxious because I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I never feel like I deserve a nap. And I've somehow trained my body, probably a lot of caffeine, but like I always stay up late because I know that I need that time to decompress. And so I never like regret staying up late because I know I need to unwind. But I also like, I can't sleep in like I used to, like in college. And oh, what I was going to say is that I want to start viewing my body as like, well, it's funny because I was about to have a metaphor and be like a car or like a vehicle and be like, well, you have to take care of your car or it's going to break down. I don't even take care of my car. So why would you think I would take care of my body? I mean, I want to get away from being like, oh, like you don't freaking deserve to relax or comfort, and think about it logically that like if my battery is dead, then I am obviously not going to be performing at my top. But even when I am trying to think of it logically today and think, okay, you need a nap because you need to be at top of your game. Like, and I've even used like the thought experiment before of being like, okay, pretend like my brain or whatever is like a mom and that Megan is like human Megan is like a baby or something or a child. And I try and be like, well, make sure Megan gets her nap because she's going to be grumpy later if she doesn't. And that's honestly so true. I just like, even when I do trot, like, and it's funny because I don't know why I think that if I pretend to parent myself like that it would work. Because as a child, I also could not be parented. When my mom told me to take a nap, I didn't do it. So I don't know why I would think that I would do it now in this situation. No, I wish I didn't feel guilty about taking time to rest. Um, to G Shock's comment up there, but I feel like even when I can like use NE a little bit and like wrap my brain around why like SI is good and necessary, it's still hard to do. So I feel like I've come a long way compared to how I've been before, but I still don't know how to execute it. And so I'm just sort of sitting here eating crackers because I don't have the energy to cook. I'm exhausted. I'm also too awake to nap. I'm also too bored to shut up. So, all right, I'm reading. Okay, thank you, female ENTP, for your tarot reading. I'm looking at it now. I'm so glad that I have this Father of Pentacles. Oh yeah, and Sybil, I used to be really good about meditating every morning and every night. But honestly, ever since my grandma died in March, I've just been fucked. Like, well, that sounds really dramatic. Everything I say sounds dramatic. That's not entirely accurate. But I mean, I just feel like that event jump-started my life. And the way I interpret it is that I've never had anyone close to me die before. I've had some people in my family die, but nobody that close to me where I feel I had a spiritual connection with them on earth. And the way I see it is that now I have a friend in the energy realm that is now wherever she is helping me still and pushing me along. And now I've just felt more spiritual since then. Even though I don't like explicitly talk to her as much as maybe I should, I still feel that everything's been fast paced. And she died on like a new moon. I think it was like a Pisces new moon or something like that. And that was really weird. But like ever since then, I mean, like I like got into a new relationship with a soulmate that has been my freaking rock like ever since then. And then I lost my job right after that. And I've been putting myself first in every single way because I've had no energy to not put myself first. So, and yeah, to Siddhartha, yeah, apparently I've bitten off more than I can chew, but my issue is that I don't really have a great way of gauging more than I can chew because if I eat what I could chew, I'm not happy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like know how to live more normally or whatever. Like, I don't really see myself as having many skills in the job market. aside from what I'm already doing. And so it's like I need money, and so I might as well be working on what I'm doing. Um, and it's like I need to be biting off a lot somehow because I need to sustain myself. Okay, I'm reading more. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Dan says massages help my INFJ girlfriend so much to relax. I need a fucking massage. I need a massage. Emily, another NFJ, says, I haven't taken a nap since high school. True, relatable. For some reason, I was really good at naps when I lived in the dorms in college. But man, naps suck. And thank you, Grace. I really appreciate that your words that you said I have a positive impact on people. Like, I don't see it. And that's why I keep trying. That's why I keep trying to have a positive impact on people. Because I never feel like I get there. It's never enough for me. Yeah, me and my INFJ girlfriend were just talking about how much we would get done if we didn't have to sleep and if we can just be like vampires that hang out together during the night and then do our things during the day, and how awesome that would be. Yeah, I agree with Kat, like, who said, wait, I lost it again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to read everything. Because you guys, I've been going and like not really paying attention. Oh, I agree. Okay, Kat says it's not more than we can chew. We just don't rest enough in between. That's very, very true. And I also don't plan for downtime in between at all. Even like in the mornings, I'll like give myself the exact amount of time I need to get ready. No lollygagging at all. I don't lollygag at all. Yeah, to Rose's comment, turning off technology entirely after this video. Yeah. I mean, the point of making this video too was to sort of let you guys know that I attempted to stop responding to texts and put my phone over there, and like I played like ASMR and I played like binaural beats and all this stuff, and I was like trying to force myself into relaxation mode, and my body just was like kept vibrating, and I felt like completely out of control of everything that was happening. And I'm really bad at like surrendering to the moment. Um, Sybil, I have gotten Reiki before, but I feel like I really could use that again. I have a friend of mine that does Reiki, and we always want to like trade services and then like never gets around to it. She's an ENFJ as well. Um, but I'd love to like find one in town or something like that. I'm glad that G-Shock just realized how much my mind is running and running. I want to know if you relate as an ISTP, if you're like that as well, or if you are almost saying that you think that my mind is running more in the sense. Um, Yay, I'm so glad, female ENTP, that I have the Lover's card in the present. And that's very true because I'm very much in love right now. So yeah, if you do happy things, you'll be happy. Like, that's like what I'm trying to do right now. But it's really hard when I don't have FI and SI. So yeah, Kat says, when I nap, I get anxiety. It fucks up my sleep schedule, or it fucks up my schedule. That's absolutely true. Yeah, G-Shock says the best thing that you can do as a human is affect what's around you for positive, and stressing about anything more than that is a waste of energy. It's actually interesting you say that as an ISTP, because the cause of my stress is my feeling that I can control what's around me positively, and feeling like 100% of my energy has to be doing that. And anything that is not, any of my energy that is not towards changing the world for the better, feels like a complete waste of time. Kat says that what I've been doing is using SE to try an SI, and it's so funny because that's so true. And I want to know, like, would using NE help me use SI? Like, how do I use SI? Like, pretty much, yeah, everyone's telling me to use SI, and it's not working because I can't do it. Like, I don't really understand that. Like, I mean, it's easier to relax when I almost have the energy to let myself relax, if that makes sense. Or like, if I'm at a more like medium level, it's easier if I have the time to relax, if I don't have like things to do, than it is. And so I think what I'm doing, and like Kat says, using SE to try an SI, I think what I'm doing is I'm like talking myself. I know that at the end of this video, I'm going to be so exhausted that hopefully I'll relax. But also that stresses me out because I have things to do. So, and I'm also trying to show you guys what sort of like inferior TI can look like, where it's like, I know I'm rationalizing out of something. Like, maybe I'm trying to avoid a feeling. Maybe my TI is trying to get me to think about things enough to avoid whatever realizations would come up if I were to relax, or whatever feelings would come up if I were to relax. Or maybe my TI is just too confused, yet too indignant and determined to figure out the best way, or like something that I don't know how to turn it off. I don't have TE to be like, that's just the way it is, stop. So female ENTP asks, have you attached yourself to the philosophy of some interesting belief system that satisfies your quest for knowledge on the way life works and where its meaning can be found? Yes. I would say even just the existence of cognitive functions is included in that. Also, astrology. And also, I'm very into like new thought and new age sort of spiritual beliefs. I'm kind of too exhausted to get into it here because it would require more TI, but I'd like to make a video on that at some point. I do have a video from like, I think sometime in 2016 where I discussed my spiritual beliefs on here. Those have probably changed, but I did have like an old video of that. Um, but it's weird. I'm such like a seeker of spiritual things. I've read like all these books of like Buddhism and Zen and like all that, and I like pick and choose little parts that I like that I feel work for me, and I don't know. So I have like little bits here and there, but something I was talking to Crystal about, my ENFP friend, recently actually, is how like I can get very like nihilistic, or I feel like nihilistic now, and I really don't want to feel that way because like if something gets me off track, then it feels like my entire NI is just like knocked out of me. I feel like NE can have sort of segment beliefs um more, and to me like everything I believe is very all or nothing. And if I mean like when my car just wasn't starting or whatever, that little thing like somehow triggered me to have like no faith in anything and like be like, well, maybe there is nothing after we die, and maybe we're all just like meat suits. You know, maybe that's it. Maybe life is pointless and then you die, you know? Like that's like that could be, honestly. That idea like made more sense at that time. Um okay. Yeah, Austin, I believe in eternal life after death as well, but the thing is that I'm trying to explain how easily I feel like my belief system in the moments where I struggle to have faith and hope, I might as well believe nothing. I would say I'm a person that has a lot of faith in general, but I don't know, like there are moments where it's like, okay, what? Like, I mean, honestly, I just have been hating the human race, like, and myself, like, with the passion the past week. Like, realizing how pointless every single pursuit ever is. So, I'm really not trying to complain here. The purpose of this is to be an example of, because I almost feel like a lot of people in my life don't take my problems seriously because they think I have my shit together, because they have this thing where they compare themselves to me and they think that I have my shit together more than them. And so I don't, I don't know. I mean, Alexander Washman said earlier something about me being a manifester in the human design system. I am a manifester, so that could be related. Or I'm also a Leo, and so I don't know if that's related, or I don't know if all ENFJs feel that way. I don't know if oh yeah. Also female ENTP. I'd love to talk about tarot or whatever with you sometime. I'm not sure like your name, and so I don't know if we've met before or if you're in my group or on Twitter or we've talked. Um I know like I recognize your comments from YouTube, but yeah, Brittany. So yeah, I don't know if we've talked before on Facebook or Twitter, but if so, just like let me know. If you wanted to talk about tarot. Um yeah. Sybil says I might need to do something to satisfy my Cancer rising because there might be a lot of imbalance there. It was actually the Cancer moon a few days ago that completely, I feel like, set me off course, kind of. At least off course for a while. I do always have the baseline thing where I'm going to be okay because, like, I'm not clinically depressed. This is just a mood. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so Sybil, if you're saying that perhaps the Cancer moon from the other day wants my attention, then what does it mean about me that I literally can't relax? Like, am I avoiding some sort of emotion? And oh yeah, my Aries moon is very, very much that way. Oh, and Alexander said that you believe manifestor energy is related to the 10th house. I have my moon in the 10th house. So that's really huge for me. Wait, how moon in the 10th house is it that I'm making this video? Is anything more moon in the 10th house? Okay. I like don't know how to not put my heart on my sleeve. Cat, so you have 0 planets in the 10th house and you're a manifestor, but you do have a Aries midheaven like me. So wait, Sybil, are you moon in the 10th house as well? Yeah, I absolutely don't want comfort at all. And I guess it could be like a square of my Cancer ascendant and my moon. And I also have my Mercury in the 12th house conjunct ascendant. So I feel like a lot of my trauma about being misunderstood comes from my Mercury in the 12th house. Like, I just feel so much pain when people misunderstand me. And I don't know how to not exert myself to fix it. Also, like Dan and Kat, I'm not a nihilist. I'm just saying that, like, in those moments where I feel like I'm off course or something, it's really hard, or it's hard to not have nihilistic sort of thoughts come through. And I would attribute that to, like, what was I saying? I would attribute that to being, like, just looking at the SE for a moment. And yeah, Chiron. My Chiron is literally opposing my Saturn, which I just was thinking about the other day. Ben, I would definitely like to do a video with you, but literally which is another part of this sort of ENFJ dilemma, is that there are about like 15 people that I have wanted to do a video with, actually Pukoki being one of them, and like Kat being one of them. And I just have not had literally any energy to do anything. So that's kind of my struggle. I don't have free time. So I am hoping that, oh yeah, and Hannah's Elsewhere is another one. So that's like sort of the thing, is that there's literally like 15 people, like Denzel being one of them, if you know his channel. Like, all I want is to have the energy and the time to do that. So but I don't let myself do that if I feel like I haven't gotten enough done that day, and if I'm worried about money. Female ENTP. Yeah. I would love to do a video with you as well. I'm wanting to just sort of my vision for synchronic Saturdays with yeah, so Ben, I wasn't trying to be dismissive or rude when I said that. I just also wanted you to know as well that like I haven't forgotten about you, like, and I appreciate you reaching out because like I don't take that like lightly, and I wasn't trying to like snub you or like just not answer sometimes. Yeah. Thank you, Sybil. I appreciate you for listening. Be more precise in your speech. I don't want to be impolite here, but if people don't understand you, it's your fault. Bitch, you think I don't know that? You think I don't fucking know that? Hi, Lind. You weren't being ignored. Yeah, learn something new. That's so fun. I love learning something new. I think another thing that's fun is that, like, I think the more I work myself harder, I don't have the energy for bullshit. And maybe I should, like, work myself harder even more. So that I have less energy for bullshit. GL 2330. No, I can actually work it myself. That was a message that was retracted. So you guys can just, yeah. I'm not interested in quantum physics, Alexander, but I'm kind of curious about it because I want to know, like, I feel like it can lead to a lot of answers, like, spiritually. All right, I'm gonna have to block this person. Someone just asked me what my opinion is of small penises. And you could put a user in timeout? That sounds disgusting. I'm gonna hide this user. Goodbye. Thanks for joining me. Um, um, okay. Yeah, you have to get out of your own head. And my issue is that when I'm in my head, I like then go more in my head to try and tell myself ways to get out of my head. So, yeah. And yeah, I've been wanting to read some Joe Dispenza as well. I've heard some good things. I weirdly do feel better after talking because I feel like a lot of my sadness is just a lack of hope and faith in people. And I don't know, just humanity itself. Like, there are so many problems. Like, people just straight up don't understand each other all the time. And there's so much finger pointing going on. And there's not a lot of responsibility going on. And I feel like I'm the sort of person that, like, wants to fight against that by then putting all of the weight of the world on my shoulders. And you see, that's not very effective. And it doesn't work. But I do that anyway. So, yeah, Fate says most people are good. The system is just corrupt. I agree with that. I really do agree with that. But for some reason, it's hard to remember. I do try and think of INFPs when there's no hope for humanity, but INFPs honestly don't always like me. So, and INTPs too. I mean, I have a lot of trauma of like loving people that couldn't see me back, you know? Thank you, Alexander. Yeah, I don't I also have a really hard time trusting the process. I don't really understand like professional victim if what your energy is. Oh, we do that too. Okay, sorry, I could not read the vibe behind your first thing. Um Okay, when you're telling me that I need to get some knowledge to solve my problem, that's not helpful because I have TI as my inferior function and I'm using too much TI. That's the problem. Okay? That's the problem is that I'm thinking too much about trying to solve the problem. Something that Crystal was telling me earlier. Crystal was telling me earlier about how sorry, like I don't want to let things get to me and I know that if I want to be someone that shares that I need to get over it. But comments like Felipe, no offense, this is what's wrong with society. Like comments like that in my brain, I feel like this is what's wrong with society. It is not connection. It is not listening. It is, I mean, and I feel like we need more connection and understanding in society. And it's very hard for me to exist in this world as the way it is now. And so, literally, the only thing keeping me going is the belief that I have the energy to impact for the positive, no matter how small it could be, even if it's just the people in my circle. So, whenever don't have the energy to do that, thank you, female ENTP. She never stops using TI. It's constant and always. You're so right. It is my lack of TE that bothers some people. But I don't need to use more TI. Think about it more. That's like the worst thing I could possibly do. I just don't seem like I'm doing it to some people. So I appreciate you, Walter. I appreciate all of you because all of you guys right now, wherever you are in the world, um, like I know that you guys are people that want to be your best self and you want to understand people. Something I believe is that there are other dimensions of reality somewhere where, even if you want to call it heaven, where people can just telepathically communicate because it's all energy, it's all vibrations. And I feel like the human language is so limiting and it can only communicate so many things. This is why I have had a lot of issues like on like Twitter or just any sort of written communication where I feel like I don't come off very well. Yeah. Goodbye, Kat. I'm sorry. I've been talking so long, so I didn't expect you to stay for so long, but I appreciate you more than you know. But anyway, sorry, what was I saying? This happens a lot, especially when I'm stressed. I forget what I'm saying. Oh, it's like, I feel like when I rely on tone and like tapping into where the other person's at to communicate so much that, and even just like energetically, like when I talk to my girlfriend who's an INFJ, uh, I feel like we don't have to explain ourselves very well. We'll just be like, oh yeah, totally. And we'll just like know what the other means. And I just want there to be a world where everyone can do that. And that the reason I'm interested in cognitive functions is because I feel like these are like little blockers that keep us from communicating. And like literally, if you're using NE and I'm using NI, we're seeing a different picture. SE and SI, FE and FI are going to be judging things with a completely different set of values. TE and TI are using different types of logic. If you're looking at FE and TE, two different end results. Yeah, Raphael, I'm definitely an empath as well. Yeah, my INFJ girlfriend said that she maybe would feel comfortable being in a video with me come Capricorn season. She said that a few months ago. She said Capricorn season, January, feels right. So, LOL. I think another thing that I'm really experiencing internally right now is trying to let myself be without being on. And normally when I'm in a group, or even this is, the internet, but it still feels like a group. As you probably might notice, my tone is a little lower and I'm a little bit less energy. Felipe says, I think the problem is that I'm being logical here, but I do not think an emotional approach would work. I do not want to insult Meghan in any way. Well, I'm a feeler first. That is like that's the game of life that I'm playing. So I can't change that. So I have to play the game of life in a way that works for me. So that's how it works. I don't get to pick and choose who I am. TI is my inferior function. Okay? Female ENTP says, I think the problem is her internal logic has some inconsistencies or loopholes that she has not pinpointed and fixed yet. Absolutely. We tend to fall back on old habits when we deem harmful and wasteful. So, yeah, I think that's very true. That I think that most of my problems are due to some sort of limiting belief or something that is just like a broken cog in the machine that I can't identify as quickly as maybe someone with stronger TI would identify. But at the same time, I think my lack of TE makes it so that I am not communicating to you most of my logic. I'm only communicating logic as a response to something that you say that my FE feels like I have to respond to. So literally, I don't care to tell you what my logic is because it takes energy for me to explain. So that's another. Yeah, you can work on your weaknesses and improve, but you can't change to be a different personality type. And I have worked on my weakness. But whenever it's like I'm not using my type as an excuse. What I'm doing is I'm wanting to look at the starting point and understand where I'm coming from so that I could use that as information to know where I'm going. So Alexander says, Meghan, are you sure people you have conversations with are willing to understand you? Yeah, my close friends do, but that's sort of the thing is I have such high standards is that I want everyone to understand me. I want everyone to understand everyone. And I don't want to stop until we get there. And it's so dumb. Like, I'm an idealist. Like, I'm an NF. I'm going for that FE ideal, even when it's not rational in the TE. It's never going to happen, probably, in my lifetime. Anyway, I'm probably going to let myself relax in a moment. I don't know. You guys tell me right now, has this video helped you understand what it looks like when an ENFJ is in a unhealthy spot? Because that's the goal of this video, and I don't want to turn it off until I feel I have succeeded in that. Because I want to clarify that I'm not dealing with depression. I'm honestly feeling pretty fine. In general, life is going great. So this isn't like a sign of depression. I'm just a feeler. Yeah, Alexander says, you don't seem unhealthy to me. In general, in my life, I feel I'm pretty in a healthy spot. But as far as me over the past few months, this is a low spot. This is what happens. Female ENTP, are you saying that you think I'm a thinker, or were you talking to somebody else? Because I have had to work on this. Yeah, I'm definitely being a feeler. I think what you're showing is that I'm using like a lot of TI right now because I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I know that I don't take it the wrong way, you saying that, but to me, like, I don't think I value my thoughts over my feelings. Because my thoughts are telling me that I should be doing work right now, but my feelings feel like talking to you guys. So that's another example. It hurts when people suggest that, even when you don't mean to, because I have spent a lot of time to develop a healthy relationship with my inferior function and try and balance that. And whenever people suggest that I might be a thinker, it kind of feels like a slap in the face to the work that I've done. So another thing to think about is that feelers aren't more emotionally reactive. So the big five actually has neuroticism as one of the things, and I don't test very high in neuroticism. So just because Oh, okay. So female ENTP, you're not questioning my type. You're just sort of saying that maybe you're saying that you think I'm acting logical right now or something. But yeah, like, even if you weren't saying that, I'm going to continue arguing the point anyway because I've heard it said anyway. Yeah, Adidayo, I'm sorry if I didn't say your name correctly, but you said you're using TI right now because you think you're in a bad place, just because you want to get past this and be back to being fully FE. That is absolutely true. Yes. Yeah, FE is a rational function. That's true. And FE has a goal in mind that I'm trying to achieve. So, but yeah, I wanted to clarify that, like, feeling doesn't mean that you're out of control of your feelings. Like, for me, I'm always monitoring my feelings at all times. So, it has been very beneficial for me as an ENFJ to try and get on top of my feelings and try and be proactive about them. Um, as opposed to letting them consume me, because as extroverted feeling, uh, extroverted feeling, if I'm not in control of the emotions around me, I'm still going to feel them. And so they're going to control me if I don't know how to like get a handle of myself. So some unhealthier ENFJs might be like crying right now, and like, I mean, it's been a while since I've cried, honestly. I used to like every single day. Like there's been those times. Um I don't know. I feel like when people are saying I seem like a T or I seem like a thinker, um, it hurts me because of the implications that has about feelers, as though feelers can't compose themselves. So I'm not feeling great right now. Like I'm very emotional. Um, and I know that thinkers could be emotional too, but thinkers has nothing to do with composing yourself. G Shock says, I love when people type people. I've known you for 2 whole minutes. Damn it. Okay, there is some guy who was apparently an ENFJ that literally went to the coffee shop that I worked at and was like, oh, you're Megan from YouTube. And I was like, what the hell? And he was like, oh, I bet you think this philosophy and this, and you have this political opinion, and you think this because you said this one thing, like in your video. And I was like, actually, no. And he was like, oh, well, I'm right. And I'm like, well, you don't know me. You just saw one of my videos and you happened to be in this coffee shop. So that was really weird. Yeah, our feelings and thinking work hand in hand for sure. um, I'm loving this. I like love ISTPs so much, by the way. Thank you, G Shock. Like your reactions are just like they're like what I'm thinking. So I did quit shortly after that. Yeah, female ENTP, some random person that might be watching this now for all I know, like posted a video link on one of my videos, and I watched part of it out of curiosity, and that person was saying um that they loved female ENTP. And also, when you were commenting your female ENTP was here a lot, I sent it to my female ENTP friend and I was like, is this you? Do you have a new account? There's only one female ENTP. What could this be? But anyway, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying right now. So. But yeah, I mean, I know that none of you guys meant any harm by it, but I personally get very hurt whenever people even suggest that I'm a thinker or that any of my friends are thinkers. And in the video that I'll be posting tomorrow with me and my ENFP friend Crystal, we actually talk about that a little bit, where she has been like typed as like a TJ by a couple people in her life, and she's clearly an ENFP. And it's like, we both are the sort of people that have such big hearts and dreams that it's like I figured out early that I was going to need to figure out how to channel that energy if I wanted to get anything done, because I can't just get through life with just with just feeling, like I have these desires, but I need to somehow get them done. Oh, look who this G person is. Okay, female ENTP seems like an ENTP based on all of her comments, G, so I don't know her. But females in general are called feelers all the time by people that just call us emotional. So yeah, I'll watch one of your YouTube videos, female ENTP, and I'll confirm. Because it bugs me when people call female ENTPs like ENFPs. Even like I don't know if you guys have watched like inspo creator Jihei. I've talked to her a bit before. I know she's gotten comments being like, "Oh, you're an ENFP," and I'm like, "No, like she clearly is using TI." I've told her that, but I know inspo creator Jihei. If you're watching this, hey, but in her videos, I'm like clearly ENTP. Like you have to look past like the stereotypes in order to like you have to know what TI is and not just what you think TI does. So okay, don't care. I just worry about people getting misinformation. Well, people can discern for themselves. And also you can discern for you or like people can discern for themselves who they are. And it's not anyone else's job. Oh yeah, Brave Shockwave is also an ENTP. She might have deleted it. I don't know. If you can't find it, that makes me sad. She's amazing. Also, like for female ENTP to say, how do you decide who has the proper information? That is like a very TI question. Like, yeah. I mean, I honestly feel like there's a lot of sexism in this community in general, in the world. So, not to get into that, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, like, if I was a male and a thinker, then like, what? I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm questioned just for existing. And I know that sounds like a victim thing, but it's really not. Like, I actually really hate being a victim. I like don't put myself in like I don't let myself even realize even when I am being victimized. It's just a very harmful idea. But anyway, okay, G, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? So, yeah, really, people I mean, someone told me that I was wrong because I was using inferior TI the other day. And I'm like, okay, you know a lot about cognitive functions. You think that you're wrong because your TI is inferior. That is such an irrational argument that it makes me so mad. Something I've realized is that I really do think that there are some stupid TJs out there that in theory, use better TE than if they can't even use their brain at all. Like, I know that sounds really mean. I'm sure there are like saints that are TJs that use better FE than me. Like these functional stack, they only exist in you. Okay? They exist in you. My FE is better than my TE. Okay? My FE is better than my NI. My NI is better than my SE. My SE is better than my TI. But in my opinion, I mean, you guys can disagree with me, but in my opinion, my TI, my brain's ability for introverted logical reasoning is better than some people that claim to be TPs. Also, there's probably several, like, I would say, people are going to just say I'm being, like, cocky or whatever, but whatever. I mean, there are just, I'm honestly baffled by how stupid some thinkers could be on the internet. And I'm just like, do you really think that that was, like, logic that you just used? Like, do you really think that? Like, do you really think that saying that I'm wrong because I was using inferior TI, like, yeah, not just on the internet. And it's like, I don't want to have to be the person that, like, I don't want to have to be the person when people try and link personality type with intelligence. I don't want to be the person to have to send them my IQ score. That's annoying. But also, when people do that, there's literally nothing that you could say to them for them to understand because they've already decided in their head that you're dumb. So, yeah. I think that TPs can be especially illogical in this way when they don't realize how subjective their logic is. Oh, hi, Kat. I'm probably about to go, but I also, yeah. I want to know what Kat, though, has to say to what I was just about to say. She's the ENFJ. She hasn't posted a video yet, but you should follow her anyway because she's going to soon. I was just going to say that I think that some TPs just think that their logic is the end-all be-all and don't realize how subjective it is. And I think that soon, TM, I think that I, with inferior TI, know how subjective my logic is, and so I don't really trust it very well. And I don't really see the point in explaining it very well. If you guys would be interested in me ever doing, like, a live stream, like, Q&A, like, plan them more and, like, actually, like, get to questions, or, like, I've also thought about doing live stream, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm getting to the place where I can't talk. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna stop. But I hope that you guys at least learned. Oh, okay. G-Shock says a cool thing about being a TP is that even when we're wrong, you can just move right along when you realize that, if healthy. If we're wrong, then next. I think you're right. Definitely, I think your SE helps with that as well. Yeah, the thing with TI is if there's one wrong premise in there, then it fucks up the whole thing. But it's also, like, such a dense, like, deep way of thinking. Yeah, Ben says that good subjective logic knows its limits. I agree with that. Someone says, I don't want to be rude, but I think you need some kind of script or communication problem. This is not a question of intelligence. I don't mean to be rude, but why have you wasted an hour of your life listening to me if you don't like the way I communicate? Because that seems like a total, like, waste of time, in my opinion. So I'm sorry that you don't like the way I communicate, but this is who I am. And I don't communicate well in planned scripts. That requires a lot of SI. I don't really care to do that with my time. And I get to do what I want, okay? So that's what I'm doing. So goodbye if you don't want to be here. It's been really great hosting you on my channel. I'm glad you take back your T suspicions. I'm not a T. I just wish that the people that don't like me would go away. That'd be great. I don't understand why they give me attention when it's honestly their energy that they're spending on me. So that really sucks for them. Achilles, I don't know if you were talking to me or not. Okay, Ben says one doesn't need a script. One just needs to know what they're talking about. That's why I don't talk much about Enneagram. That is so true. And that's why I don't talk much about Enneagram, actually. I know about it, but I don't know enough about it to where I can just like sort of get in my zone and just talk about it. Because what I'm doing is we're having a conversation together about cognitive functions. I'm not teaching you. If you want a teacher, you can go to, honestly, Dave Superpowers, C.S. Joseph, other people. Like, but that's not me. So, like, I literally don't understand why people expect something different than what I am when they come to my channel. So, okay, Achilles, you say, sorry, I just didn't know what your point was. So that's why I asked. Like that would require a lot of TE to like be like, okay, here's a teacher or here's cognitive functions. Like I want to write a book one day, but that's not what this is. Yeah, Jim says, I enjoyed listening. Be happy. Don't even respond. Don't show them any acknowledgement at all. I can see when someone's having a hard time that I'm not surprised I wasted an hour staring at you. Yeah, I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I give people attention. Ben says, or no, sorry, not to disacknowledge your point, but G-Shock says, you know why I'm proud of you right now? Telling someone to F off is an achievement for an ENFJ, at least what I've gathered from my sister. Yeah, it is. And it's hard. I don't like doing it. But I just want people that are going to bring negativity to just leave me alone. And I wish I knew how to do that. And then G says, they may not like you, but maybe they want to like you. How about that, Megan? Well, if you want to like someone, you need to first seek to understand in order to be understood. So, like, if you aren't going to try and understand me, like, why should I try to understand you? I've spent a lot of time trying to understand the types, and I always approach things from that perspective of wanting to understand everyone that I'm talking to. So if I don't see that same respect, then I don't really see the point. Anyway, I'm going. I know I said I would earlier, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you gained something from this. Have a good rest of your day.